Hi guys, welcome to today's video. I'm going to be taking a look at some of my recent Doctor Who additions to the collection. So straight off we've got the Time Lord Victorious magazine, we've got issue 1 and issue 2. Big thanks to my wonderful mother-in-law, she's absolutely fantastic. She's seen these and thought of us when she was on the boot. So honestly, what a great addition to the collection. I have recently made a custom figure of this David Tennant in Time Lord robes, so feel free to check that out in one of my previous videos. If you do like what you see here and you're new to the channel, hi, my name's Anthony, I love Doctor Who. Do like doing some custom figures, dioramas, piecing bits together and just working on customs and just being creative. So if you like anything like that, stick around because I've got some bits to show from my latest custom lineup. So have fun and sit tight, grab a cup of tea or a favourite beverage and stay tuned. So going back to the video, so as you can see here, we've got the Time Lord Victorious. Now I haven't listened to a lot of this, but I do like Big Finish. I think Big Finish has done really well, especially like the brilliant way they kept Paul McGann on the 8th Doctor just after the TV movie flopped. You know, it was nice to see Paul come back and do a lot for Big Finish. I know last year he took part in doing like some screen like recordings that was done for the, I can't remember what the event was called. It was like a chance to experience the Doctor do a read through Paul McGann and some of the other cast members, and it was fantastic from what I've seen. Again, sadly couldn't go to that one, but you know, who knows, there might be an event in Manchester. But no, honestly, I think these comics fantastic. The artwork is very well done and it keeps you engaged throughout. You really get to see a lot of the characters and how it's going to interact with the Dalek. It's nice to see 8, 9, Rose and 10 back again, and the Dalek Scientist. So here we've got Doctor Who figurine collection part 139, and it's the Dalek's Desperate Gamble. This is the mutant revealed Dalek, and Resurrection of the Daleks was first aired on the 8th February 1984, and it says the Daleks at war and losing. Now this is really interesting because it has like a breakdown of reference pictures and tells you how exactly they made it. They have some pictures from behind the scenes and production comments and a full diorama and reference pictures and more illustrations and promo images featuring Peter Davison and Jeanette Fielding. Got a little bit about what happens in the story. The guest stars, you have the chap from the Lightly Lads, and you have the incredible Rulla Lenska. I thought her character was short-lived. It would have been nice to have seen her interact with the Doctor. And then you've got a little bit about on everything you need to know about the Cybermen, which is quite interesting. And it goes back to talking about one of Peter Davison's assistants, Mark Strickson. Full breakdown into like how like they changed the mask for Davros, because I know during like the events of Genesis, it following on to Destiny with Tom Baker, the mask didn't fit David Goodison, and I think he struggled with it. And I know Destiny of the Daleks was quite a flop. It's not one of the more favoured. It's quite a silly story, really. I feel like they really redeemed themselves with Eric Saywood. And I know they, interestingly, it says that they wanted the same director who directed Earthshock, which was quite a dramatic story for the 5th Doctor losing a companion. But yeah, there's some really cool bits, facts, memorabilia, of course, with the little Dalek, and they look great in your collection as well. then it follows on for the next issue, which is about the Zarbi, going back to one of the early 1960s Doctor Who monsters from the Web Planet, where they had giant insects. And then there's more on the Cybermen and giant alien ants. So if you like that, then you're sorted. Moving on to the next item in my recent build-up in my Doctor Who collection. So yeah, I'm going to give these a 10 out of 10. I'm looking forward to reading more, and if I see any more, potentially get hold of some. So thanks very much, Jane, for that. Next up, we've got some Doctor Who magazines. Now, this is from the Eaglemoss wave, where they did a lot of Doctor Who figurines. They're still going, and this is the Destroyed Dalek from Resurrection of the Daleks. Nice piece on the shelf, and very detailed. A bit gruesome, but again, what isn't gruesome about a Dalek? Next up, we've got Bonnie Langford and Sylvester McCoy from the Dapel Doctor Who figure line, which was made originally in Wales. Now, sadly, the factory did burn down, but they had a really great experience that you could go and walk around and see some of the figures being made. Now, that sounds like an awesome day out. If you were a person who got to experience this, let us know in the comments. It's always interesting learning some new facts about what it was like. Owning these figures, it's really cool because having like 80s Doctor Who memorabilia from the time really is quite retro and nostalgic, and it just adds that little bit of magic to your shelf and your collection. Especially being a young collector, like my mum and dad used to get me quite a lot of Doctor Who stuff when I was growing up, so it's nice to be able to continue that in my flat. So the shelf just keeps getting bigger. I think I'm going to need a TARDIS soon to store all my stuff in, but going back to the main section, so these figurines is the 7th Doctor, played by Sylvester McCoy, Scottish comedian, along with his trusty assistant Bonnie Langford, who was good at screaming, and she was in line and in pitch with the Doctor Who sting just before the end credits rolled. That's one fact that I thought was quite funny to find out. But Bonnie Langford was a companion who first appeared in Trial of a Time Lord with the iconic rainbow-coloured masquerading Doctor in his coat, Colin Baker. And she then went on to travel with the trusty question mark wearing I was going to say tank top then, trusty jumper Sylvester McCoy with his matching question mark umbrella. And that's one that I would love to try and track down at some point. But yeah, this is a fantastic figure. It's again, the likeness isn't 100%, but hey ho, you know, it's the charm of the figurines. They kind of look like McDonald's figures, but you know, hey, it's nice to have some memorabilia from the 1980s again. This is from his last appearance in season 26, where he's wearing a dark set of trousers, like a sort of brownish coloured one with checkered. They've gone for green trousers, which is inaccurate, and then he's got his trusty little white spats and his straw hat, and he doesn't really come with an umbrella, but I have paired him with a 7th Doctor umbrella that I had spare, and he's got a trusty smiling face, which was continued onto the character options version of this figurine. I do remember really wanting these growing up because I was very obsessed with watching the Doctor Who Dapel figure adventures on Doctor Who Adventures channel. So if you want to check them out, he's recently done a TARDIS, so you can go and visit the 80s set, which is fantastic. And hopefully at some point would love to go and see that. We've got Bonnie Langford. Again, detail-wise, it's 50-50 because Dapel just sort of, they were amazing with like the accurate details. I think the question mark jumper being quite more revealing than the character options one is very good for detail. Again, not 100% accurate, but it's the charm. You got the logo on the back. Dapel now is actually a train company, so they do a lot of figurines and play sets and dioramas that's more focused on trains. Because Character Options, as said in my latest Dapple figure video, they did obtain the license. Dapple didn't get to do it anymore. But yeah, it's really nice to have a Sylvester McCoy and a Bonnie Langford in the collection. Okay, moving on. Articulation, again, as follows, very basic, bends at the elbows, swivels at the head, but can't really turn the hands, so don't try because they will break off. Posability is okay, but Bonnie Langford doesn't really stand very well, so you might have to sit her down. But she's wearing her she's wearing her iconic outfit that she wore in Time and the Rani with Kate O'Mara, and it was one of Sylvester McCoy's, I think it's one of the most funnest episodes to watch. You really see him go from clown to dark magician in his later seasons, so it's nice to see that character development. But again, hair sculpt perfect, hat sculpt brilliant. I think it's just the little things. I think the most detailed figurine, if I'm honest, would have to be the Ace figure played by Sophie Aldred. I think they've done a really good job at capturing that jacket, but again, little white details here hasn't been carried over to this little figurine. But yeah. Going to give these a 10 out of 10 just purely because nostalgia and the retro vibe of them. So, moving on. So, moving on to the last bit of the video, we are taking a look at this brilliant, absolutely fabulous custom figure. Now, this is the Peter Cushing Doctor from Doctor Who and the Daleks. This particular one, I sent Zoe some reference pictures from the first and second film. Now, I did ask her would she be alright sculpting on a little silver pocket watch, and she's beautifully done it. Like, the details look great. Honestly, Chloe? Sorry, Zoe, I've just renamed you. Zoe's skills are fantastic. I honestly have so much respect for customizers who go to the length that they do, you know, like painting the eyes, the perfecting the different tone, mixing of the paints, how many weeks it's taken to create. She's honestly a very talented individual, so if you do like some of the custom figures that I've reviewed previously that I've had done by Zoe, definitely check out Zoe Cross Customs, because their page, they do dioramas. They're currently working on a Barbara for me, and again, credit to Nathan Ward, Dalek Idea, for the 3D heads that he creates. Just absolutely brilliant. I cannot fault this figure in any way. I love how she's utilised her customizing skills and like the finer details, such as the little buttons. I did actually request, could you like sort of make the buttons stand out a little bit? She's just done an incredible job. It honestly looks amazing. I love how she's able to sculpt and chip away at finer details, such as the stripes, the pinstripes, and the checkered patternings on the pants. Honestly, the colours are a nice soft technicolor. I know in the big Doctor Who and the Daleks movies, it was something that definitely makes it stand out today. You know, I always love looking back. This to me is like what I remember my mum sitting me down to watch. It was on BBC One, and it was just the week before Christopher Eccleston's Doctor came back. Coincidentally, this Peter Cushing custom figure that she's done actually uses parts of the 9th Doctor. It's 9th Doctor legs, it's 9th Doctor arms, and she's sculpted the blazer. Part of me, I'm not sure if it's like a 12th Doctor. It feels like a 12th Doctor, but it's clear. Yeah, it's been sculpted from scratch, which is just absolutely amazing. It really is incredible. She's done such a unique job. The finer details, the mustache, the eyes. Eyes is something that I do struggle with, as some people will know from previous customs that I've had a go doing. I tend to like to do the body of the figure, whereas I know the eyes tend to be like my weak point. But honestly, it just looks incredible, and it's great to have a Peter Cushing in the collection with my custom Daleks from this film. You know, I purchased some, had a go making some. I made the blue head domed one, and I also had a go entirely making from bits and pieces, super glue lids, little 3D parts that I purchased off eBay, and just utilising whatever I had around the house, mixing different paints. I think the Red Saucer Commander Dalek is the one that I did buy because I didn't feel confident doing that. As you'll know from my last 2 videos, I have showcased these, so feel free to check this out. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, subscribing, all the usual YouTube jargon. And if you do enjoy seeing like more custom figures, stay tuned, because I'm hoping to do some more. I've made some for my partner, but I'm a bit not that I don't want to show them, just I know like I'm not a perfectionist. Well, I try to be a perfectionist, but I'm not like big on what's the word? I like to try my best with it, really, and that's all you can do. But I'm not well versed, but I do give it a good go because it's the creative freedom, and I do find it quite calming and stressful. But if you've enjoyed, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.